Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. I'm just going to go straight into it. We are talking about Helix. Now, this is review 299. Normally, I save Canadian reviews for multiples of 10. However, this multiple of 10 will end up being 300. So, I'm going to reverse Helix with where Alice Cooper would normally be. And the reason for this is actually because one of the times I've seen Alice Cooper live, Helix opened for them. So I'm going to use Helix to open for Alice with my reviews. Now, I've been doing greatest hits album reviews. If you're one of my regular viewers, you already know that. If you don't, the reason why I'm doing greatest hits reviews is due to the fact that some of these bands I would never cover otherwise. Helix is a prime example. I would never cover Helix without Tracy owning this greatest hits album. Over 60 minutes with Helix. I don't need 60 minutes with Helix. I could probably whittle this down to 45 minutes and make a much better album. Oh man, Helix. Okay, so I wasn't impressed when I saw them live. I think if they would have done some of the other songs on this album, besides the songs that they did, I may have enjoyed it better. May have helped if I had known Helix better when I saw them live. But I've seen bands live where I don't know anything from them and they catch me and they take off and I think they're great. But other bands just don't work. Alright, so let's just get into this album. The album opens up with No Rest for the Wicked. Nah. Then it goes to Check Out the Love. Meh. Then we get to Dirty Dog. Now, every one of these songs so far, and every song that comes after this, honestly, 80s hair metal. That's honestly it. This is all 80s hair metal. I want to say there's definitely some glam rock in there. It's dated. According to this, because they've got the little markers on the back here, all songs on here either came from No Rest for the Wicked in 83, Walking the Razor's Edge in 84, or Long Way to Heaven in 85, with the odd previously unreleased track on here. I believe there's one previously unreleased. Two previously unreleased tracks? Yeah, there's two previously unreleased. Oh, maybe more. Okay. I'll get into that as I go, I guess. Which that, so where I'm trying to get at is when you get to the song Dirty Dog, you ever heard a song where they sing about dog? Like you got AC/DC's Dog Eat Dog, you got other ones where they talk about dogs, blah, 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 except for Hair of the Dog, from Nazareth. Every dog, dirty dog, dog eat dog, dog kind of thing always has the same sound to it. Always the same vibe, always the same feel. This is no different. Then we get to one of the previously unreleased tracks, Give It To You. This one's actually not a bad tune. It sounds like a song like you'd expect called Give It To You. I'm going to be completely honest, man. There is nothing unpredictable about this album. Not a single thing, man. When you look at these song titles, you already got a good idea of how these songs are going to sound. Like, Young and Reckless. Yep. Sounds like any song that you would expect to be about, recklessness, reckless life, young and reckless, blah, 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 blah. It is what you expect it to be. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The first track that I actually kind of really get into on this album, and it sounds exactly like you would expect it to sound, is Deep Cuts the Knife. Deep Cuts the Knife. It sounds exactly like you'd expect an 80s song that's called Deep Cuts the Knife to sound like. Is there anything bad with it? No. Is it a good tune? I think it's an enjoyable tune, man. It's not great, but it's enjoyable. After that, we got to Animal House. Animal House is probably the first song on this album I actually really, truly enjoy. Like, I actually might even throw it into a mix here and there, possibly. We'll see. But once again, it is exactly what you would expect a song called Animal House to sound like. You Keep Me Rockin', it's alright. Never Want to Lose You. Okay, so Never Want to Lose You, absolutely, without a doubt, surprisingly, is probably my favorite song on this album. And it's the background vocals that really, really kick it. This song really has a great kind of, basically, your standard kind of power metal kind of song. But the way the background vocals and that are put in there, it really gives it more of a, I almost want to say an R&B kind of inspired, and I don't mean the current R&B. I mean like old school R&B, like the Motown kind of R&B kind of inspiration going in there. It's a really good tune. A little bit slower, but I mean, I really love the drum work in there in the rhythm section, the chorus, especially when, like I said, when they're singing the chorus, the background vocals when they're the "We're never gonna lose" or "Never gonna lose you." I love the "Never wanna lose you." Yeah, just really good, heavy. It grabs you. That's what I like about this song. This is definitely a song I would put into mixes because it really, honestly, has some gravitas to it. It's memorable. It's a really good tune. Does a fool ever learn? Kind of forgettable. Jaws of the Tiger. This is also a previously unreleased track. And whatever. Then we got White Lace and Black Leather. Okay, exactly what you would expect it to sound like. But this is another tune where I really kind of enjoy the way it's done. I don't think it's as memorable as Never Gonna Lose You. I don't think it's a huge memorable rock metal song. But there is definitely something in this song that makes it stand out to me a little more than some of the other songs on this album do. Long Way to Heaven, not a bad tune. I like the line "Long way to heaven, but only 3 steps to hell." It's exactly what you expect it to sound like. Then you get to Without You. Okay, this just no. And it sounds exactly what you expect the song Without You to sound like. Everybody Pays the Price. Also a unreleased track on here. Also a decent unreleased track. I actually kind of really dig on that one a bit. Heavy Metal Love. Oh my god, no. Gimme Good Lovin'. No. When the Hammer Falls. Bordering on no. The kids are all shaken. No. Make Me Do Anything You Want. Maybe. Not really. And then we get to what is arguably Helix's most famous song. Give me an RROOCK. What you got? Rock. What you gonna do? Rock you. That's a good cheese song. Good song, good cheese song. You know, it's not exactly what I'd go out of my way to listen to, but not bad. Okay, so honestly, I know I've blown through this really fast, but that's really kind of how I feel about this album. I am not now, nor will I ever be a Helix fan. Honestly, I don't mind Helix. The musicianship is there and everything like that, but really they are just a product of their time. Like when you listen to this album is by far a product of its time. There's nothing on here that really truly makes me go, ooh. Except for Never Want to Lose You. Never Want to Lose You is basically the only saving grace on this album for the most part. A few other songs are really enjoyable when you're listening to the album. But that's it, just when you're listening to the album. For all the Canadian bands I have covered, this is the one that I'm probably right, as of this point in time, the least infatuated with, the least enjoying. I mean, there's definitely some other ones that I haven't been fond of, but this just no. If you run across this in a bargain bin for like say $5, pick it up. If you have to pay more than $10 for this album, I personally wouldn't recommend it. But I would say that based on this, the first album, No Rest for the Wicked, might be an album worth checking out, possibly. But that's about it, really. Yeah. That's all I got to say about Helix. I like the band name. I like the way they did their logo. I think that's pretty cool-ish. I think it should be a little more Helix-y if you're gonna call it Helix. You know, but that's just me. Let me know what you think, guys. That's what the comment section is for. Drop a line. There's a like button, a subscribe button, a notifications button. Feel free to click on all those. There's a link that goes to Patreon. And other than that, peace, love, take care.